Thank you for listening to my daddy's podcast. Please subscribe to our channel.
Hey, don't let these tears fool you. It's all dog around this mug. I'm good.
Hey, what's going on, Who Dat Nation? It is yours truly, Timothy J. Jones. And yes, I am the host of the State of the Saints podcast. And thank you so much for checking out the State of the Saints podcast, where we talk New Orleans Saints. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Because I know a lot of people wanted to have a show like this. You know, I wasn't going to do a show tonight. I was going to watch Saturday Night Main Event. Everybody knows, if you've been rocking with the State of the Saints, I am a wrestling fan, been a wrestling fan my entire life. And I was just going to watch Saturday Night Main Event with my son. You know, we just watched Gunther beat Jey Uso. But I thought it was necessary to have a show here tonight. And all I got to say is, well, before I get started, I got to let you know about the sponsor, BETUS. This show is powered by BETUS. Sign up today. Get up to 150% on your first deposit, up to 125% on your second and third deposit, up to $2,000. Use the promo code YouTube150. That's YouTube150. Now, I got some things to say before we tackle these developments that have taken place on this Saturday night. You know, last week, or this week rather, a lot of people was throwing a lot of haterade towards your boy. They was throwing a lot of haterade towards your boy because I came out with a story that I heard from a reliable source and bumped what y'all talking about. Yes, your boy got sources. Yes, your boy got people that he talk with that work within the NFL about Aaron Glenn. And Aaron Glenn's demands about wanting to come to the New Orleans Saints, but he wanted to have a general manager come along with him and be a part of the process. And maybe Mickey Loomis moves upstairs. And everybody had something to say. You had these hating ass podcasters, some of them, up here trying to question my credibility, where I'm from, what I do, people behind the scenes, which, to be quite honest with you, I see the fakery and I understand it now, so I got to move a little bit differently. I ain't talking about everybody, you know who you are. But at the end of the day, all I heard was people questioning my credibility, questioning the things that I know. Oh, he just a fan. He not no real inside person, which I'm not. All these different things that I heard. The very next day, the same scenario happens with Liam Cohen. Liam Cohen, who was a candidate for the Jacksonville Jaguars, he ends up leaving after they decide that they wanted to keep Trent Baalke, right? They fired Trent Baalke, and then the next day, after he said that he was going to go back to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, decided to go right back to the Jacksonville Jaguars. So what does that tell you? That tells you that Trent Baalke was a deal breaker for him. They fire Trent Baalke and he comes back. It's the same exact scenario, but no, it's two different things. It's apples and oranges. People just don't want to concede. They don't want to surrender. They get caught in the backlash and all that kind of stuff. Oh, they throwing dirt on them. Let me add a little shovel to them. The very next day, Joe Brady, everybody's favorite coordinator, everybody, the one that everybody wants, the 35-year-old wonder kid, bows out. Now all of a sudden you have no freaking choice. You got no choice but to admit what I've been saying for the last couple of days. Yes, I am bragging, and yes, I'm beating on my chest because I want people to put some respect on my name. When I say things, they come from reliable sources, and I just proved it. And you have no choice. So you can stick your lip out. You can try to move the goalposts and all that other stuff that y'all try to do when you get proven wrong. All you want to. All I got to say is put some respect on my name. I ain't got to be posted outside airline. But guess what? Your boy been at the combine. Your boy been at the Senior Bowl. Got an invitation to the Super Bowl. Got an invitation to the combine this year. So put some respect on my name. Now we can talk about Joe Brady. Joe Brady, the offensive coordinator of the Buffalo Bills, has decided to bow out of the Saints head coaching search. And this is huge for the New Orleans Saints because a lot of people thought that maybe they had a chance of landing Joe Brady, and it's making Saints fans and people that are covering this story wonder what the heck is going on with the New Orleans Saints. And I think it's pretty obvious. It's the whole Mickey Loomis thing. It's the whole salary cap thing. It's the situation that the Saints are facing right now. This is reality, folks. I don't care what Mickey Loomis said at the end of the season, where he stood in front of everybody and said, well, the Saints are an attractive job. There's only 32 jobs in the National Football League like this, and people would want this job. Well, it just seems to me that you have coordinators that are just happy to stay where they are. You got Cliff Kingsbury, who said that, I'm just going to be focused on the Commanders. And I don't think you're more than likely going to get him. So you're going to end up getting a third, fourth, or even a fifth option that you had. And it's sad. It's sad, man. It is sad because the New Orleans Saints are so stagnant. They are so set in their ways. They just refuse to embrace the future. They just refuse to embrace the now. The fact is, you have new head coaches that want to start fresh. They want to come in with a general manager alongside them, right? You got a general manager in Mickey Loomis who has been there for I don't know how long. And I can understand where a coach will want to come to an organization and want a GM to roll with them. That way you're building the organization together. That's kind of unfair because Mickey Loomis can screw this thing up constantly. And, nothing will happen to them. Everybody is going to turn to the head coach and be like, man, this dude can't coach. This dude can't do this, that, and the third. The New Orleans Saints are so set in their ways till it's ridiculous. And until they start realizing that things are different, people move a little bit different around the NFL, and you may have your ways, but at the end of the day, you got to change some things around. You got to change with the times. The Saints refuse to do so. They sit up there and they pretend like everything's going to be okay. They live in this echo chamber where people are really trying to tell them they need to embrace what's going on in the happenings of today, and they just refuse to do so. They refuse to acknowledge the fact that maybe Mickey Loomis needs to go upstairs. Maybe Mickey Loomis needs to be relinquished of those general manager duties. It will make the team a little bit more attractive. People are trying to pin it on a salary cap. I don't think people have an issue with that. They just want an equal playing field, and I can understand that. And that's the reason why you don't have Aaron Glenn. And in my opinion, that's the reason why you won't have Joe Brady. So that remains who? Mike McCarthy, who you're going to talk to next week, Anthony Weaver and Mike Kafka, who you talked to before, Darren Rizzi, who was the interim coach, who you already talked to as well, and Kellen Moore. So what are you going to do? And it is not like, oh, all of a sudden you hire this guy and everybody going to be like, man, it's the guy that they wanted all along. Everybody knows who you really wanted. Everybody knows who more than likely you probably would have chosen, and neither one of those guys are here. So what does that tell you? That tells you that guys rather go to other teams or stay where they at than to be a part of what the Saints got going on right now. So, like I said, you have no choice but to acknowledge what's right in front of you, whether you like me or not. And quite frankly, I could care less. And to know that a lot of these haters out here that was giving me so much flack is eating so much crow right now because they were just hell-bent on trying to bring your boy down, knowing that you ain't got a leg to stand on, it makes me feel good. And I hope this is the last episode that you watch, all right? Because we don't need that negative energy over here. But how you like me now? But anyway, let's go ahead and get into the comments. Let's get into the comments. And yes, I am extremely salty because at the end of the day, when somebody questions me and says some of the things that people have said to me over the last couple of days, yes, I'm extremely petty. All right, because everybody's so quick. Look, people are quick to come to your annihilation, but they won't come to your congratulations. I'm gonna say that again. They're quick to come to your annihilation, but they ain't gonna come to your congratulations. I didn't see the same energy I had when all of these stories started to come together and you realize what I said had validity. You rather just try to move the goalpost. So yes, I am being petty, and I can care less who likes it. But let's go ahead and read some of these comments. Y'all gonna hear from me. Put some respect on my name. We've been here. You late to the party. Shouts out to all the people that's been here from the beginning. That's seen what we built over here. That's seen some of the credible guests that we had on this show. That's seen the people that have come here, that have been kind and gracious enough to give us some information that we may not even know about. Like, man, y'all new to the party. We ain't just on Twitter yip yapping all day like some of y'all. We putting that work. We putting that work. The people in the community putting that work. Y'all know what it is. From everybody in here, I appreciate everybody that's been down since day one. Knowing that we built something very special over here. And you got some people out here that wish they could do some of the things that we're doing over here. Yes, I'm calling them out. Told you nobody wanted us, TJ, Rizzy, it is. One Smoke says, talk to him, TJ. PG says, speak. Addison says, speak. Man, I ain't got no time. Like, man, from what I've seen over the last couple of days, man, it's so amazing to me. First off, I want to say, man, I'm blessed to have some amazing people that support this show. But it also just shows me that you got a lot of people out here that's praying on a brother downfall, that's willing to like do anything that they can or say whatever they can to try to discredit what I do. But you know, even some people, man, I had a lot of respect for at the beginning, but now I'm gonna have to turn up on them. The Saints gonna end up with a mediocre, below average head coach who will be a yes man and play by Loomis rules. I told y'all gonna listen yet to why this organization ain't going nowhere, says Tyra. Hitman Hart preach. TJ, people only attack you when you're taking market share. It's funny that people are speaking on Jerry Jones in Dallas, but it's apparent to me that candidates do not want to work for Mickey Loomis. I mean, who literally goes to look for the crap job. They was definitely hating on you, TJ. I seen some comments on Reddit. Yeah, I seen them too. I seen them, man. People were saying all, like I said, man, people were trying to like they were trying to take your boy down, man. And like I said, I seen a couple people out here. Like I said, man, I see a lot of fakery, a lot of jealousy too. A lot of jealousy, man. I was shocked because I don't wish ill will on anybody. I support everybody. Anybody knows, mate. I don't even operate like that. But at the end of the day, I see what it is now. I see what it is. Handful of guys I got respect for, but these some of these other folk, I see what it is. I see what it is, man. But y'all done woke up a sleeping giant. Keep doing your thing, TJ. Them haters quiet right now. Talk, boy. Says, I believe you, man. Says Chris Olave. They was looking past Mike McCarthy as if we were too good. Now we hoping he takes us a camp. Joe Brady, a smart man. Some damn respect. Thank you very much for the tweet. I said, put me alongside TJ's name, you bums. Loomis needs to wrap this up and hire Mike McCarthy and hope he wants the job. Man, I'm going to go ahead and open up the phone lines. Man, I said what I had to say. Like I said, just like I've been saying, my work speaks for itself. You can say whatever you want, but like the what's in the dark eventually comes to the light. And, you know, eventually, like I said, it's gonna prove itself. You know, I ain't got no sources though. I don't know nobody. It was 3 people that I talked to tell me that Aaron Glenn story. It was the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. That's who told me that. Because I ain't got no sources and all that kind of stuff. Okay. You see now. Let me go ahead and open up these phone lines, man. Open up these phone lines. Keen Arthur, thank you very much for $5. Said TJ, you think coaches and coordinators view the same situation as radioactive? Also, is it likely we go with Rizzy or is it an interim head coach situation? Well, I tell you this. I think Rizzy has a really strong chance of being the head coach of this football team, especially if Mike McCarthy turned it down. I feel like Mike McCarthy just like shoots up to the top right now in regards to the head coaching search. I do. And I think it's pretty much up to him. If he wants to be a head coach in the NFL this season, you know, I think he's going to take the job. If not, then, you know, he probably just going to sit on the sidelines. But at the end of the day, that you can't convince me that he's not the top guy. And if they can't get him, then they have no choice but to concede that nobody really looks at this job as attractive. We're going to go ahead and go to Josh. Josh, how you doing, man?
Hey, good, TJ. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, man.
So, when a first-time coach who's never had a head coaching opportunity turns you down for an NFL coaching opportunity, you've got serious problems.
Yep.
And this is going to, you know, I don't like to make predictions because, I mean, of course, my past predictions have all been perfect. For example, I said Adam Prentice would help us out, and of course, he went on to become the greatest Saints running back of all time. You know that whole story. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
the GOAT.
Yeah, absolutely. Adam Prentice, Hall of Fame, unquestioned. And then what was my prediction about Sean Payton? I said he was probably going to go to the Bears, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was in Chicago the next week, and he's been coaching the Bears ever since. So there you go.
Hey,
predictions are perfect, man.
Right, great predictions, man.
But on a serious tip, man, I think this pretty much. I can't see us not ending up being stuck with Rizzy after this situation because we already had the most unattractive head coaching position in the league.
Mm.
And for Joe Brady, who's never even had an opportunity to turn us down, that makes us look twice as unattractive as we already did. So the other head coaching candidates have to be saying to themselves, man, is the situation in New Orleans that bad where even this first-timer doesn't want nothing to do with them?
Mm.
So that's probably going to make everybody, including Mike McCarthy, have pause for thought. You know what I'm saying? So,
Josh, I'm gonna say this, man, and I'm gonna say this on this show. And I'm gonna tell y'all, but like I say, a couple weeks ago, I went to the Celebration Bowl. Jackson State played in the Celebration Bowl. Of course, they won the college football national championship against South Carolina State. I was on the sidelines, you know what I'm saying, for like a little while, you know what I'm saying, for the pregame. And you had like some well-respected like NFL reporters out there, man. And I was just chopping it up with them, man. A couple of them I've had the honor to have on the show. And we were like just kind of sitting around in a circle, just kind of talking about the same situation.
right.
And the word that this person used it like the Saints are a mess. He is like when people, you know, talk about the Saints, they look at them as a mess. He's like the whole team, the salary cap, and they also like start to like go inside about how the Saints operate. Yeah, like they have that same status quo, work like a mom and pop shop, same stuff that you heard. But it was like there are certain individuals within the organization, they try to keep it like well in house. If they cool with you and they close to you, they keep it close to the vest. Anybody that's on the outside that they don't recognize, it's hard for them to get in that circle. That is the reputation. And it wasn't just the individual said it, but I was around like 3 or 4 different other people that cover the NFL, and they were just nodding like, yeah, man. I'm telling you what the reputation is. So when I tell you that things have to change, Josh, things have to change, bro.
Well, you know, it's deserved. I'm sorry, did I cut you off?
No, you go ahead, man. I was done.
See, and here's the thing. I'm going to add another element to this mix that people don't think about, but it's actually true. When it comes to playing in New Orleans or coaching in New Orleans, you have one thing working against you, and it's the same thing that Miami and Tampa always has working against you, and that's the super hot, muggy weather that every player knows they're going to be playing their first 3 months in if they come and play for New Orleans. So with that knowledge, you have to have like some extra incentive to want to come and play for New Orleans in the first place. And when we had Sean Payton, we had that because he's such a good coach. But now that we have absolutely nothing on our side, we have one offensive star, Alvin Kamara, and he never gets used properly. You know, we don't have. There's really nobody that wants to come here from the coaching side. Even the DCs. I mean, you know, I talked about getting Matt Eberflus. I don't hear about him banging down the door to get here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like nobody wants to be here. So you have this mess. You have the fact that the weather always works against you anyway. And you have like this whole combination of just nonsense, the salary cap and all this. This is kind of why I said it's going to take us at least 5 years to become a real contender again. And that's if everything goes right.
Well, look, Josh, okay. I agree with you when it comes to the salary cap. I agree with you when it comes to like some of the players and practices, but this is where we differ. I don't feel like the conditions or the weather has anything to do with it. Number one, you play in a dome. But number two, people don't care. Like, people don't care, Josh, where they play, as long as when they get there, they know they got a chance to win. And you hit the nail on the head when you talked about Sean Payton. But you can also add Drew Brees to that, Josh. Like, if you're a wide receiver, you're a free agent, Josh. You want somebody that you know for a fact that's going to give you the football, right? If you're a running back, that's a free agent. You want to make sure that you have an offensive line or a coach, like you said, that can utilize you correctly. So I feel like in that regards, my friend, I feel like it wouldn't matter. If you get the right coach, if you get the quarterback, then I feel like people would just want to come there. I don't care where you play. Like, you can play on the moon. If you got the quarterback and coach, guess what? People going to be putting on their astronaut outfit and they going out there to the moon. People just want to win at the end of the day. But you also got to make it attractive, my friend.
Well, I mean, you know, Green Bay has trouble attracting players a lot of times because of the cold. I mean, Reggie White said many times that the cold kept him out of Green Bay, and he would never have thought of coming to Green Bay if it wasn't for Mike Holmgren, because he didn't want to play in that level of cold that's up there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's reasons people don't want to play in Phoenix. They don't want to deal with the heat, right?
Right.
But if Phoenix had like a winning franchise, that would change. Well, I want to ask you something before I let you go. So let's say the offense. Let's say we get into 2025, right?
Right.
And our offense isn't great because, you know, whatever, because we don't really just have the talent in the line and everything. But Spencer Rattler shows a lot of his potential. Like, maybe he doesn't have a good completion percentage because receivers are dropping passes, but you can see he's zipping the ball in there more times than not. I mean, do you think that starts to help turn our things around, or do you think it's more of an overall team thing? Because people are looking at the whole team right now and thinking, well, this whole team's a mess. So I'm not even sure if a quarterback himself, even if he's good or turns out to be great, can alone turn this team's fortunes around within a couple of years.
Well, if he ends up like really just taking off and putting up some really good numbers, and showing a lot of promise. I think that could be attractive to, let's just say if the Saints are struggling, that it can be attractive to another coach that'll want to come and work for them. It can be attractive for a free agent that maybe is out there at the wide receiver, tight end position. But yeah, it's going to have to take some time, man. It's going to have to take somebody to come in and work with him and really allow him to really show that potential that a lot of Saints fans think that he have. But look, man, like I said, guys want to win. They want to be put in positions to win. They want to believe when they get there, they actually have a chance to win. So I think the Saints are going to have to change some things around and have some consistency and some stability. That's why I keep preaching that. You need some stability. Guys got to believe that your organization is stable enough and trending in the right direction to a point where they want to sign on the dotted line. If you don't have that, then guess what? Nobody want to come here. I don't care what you talk to them and how great you are and how nice you are and how friendly your front office is. People want to win, plain and simple.
Well, before I let you go, TJ, I just want to say one last thing. I know you already know this, but don't listen to the haters. But here's the thing with people like hating on you and all this. You're for the honest people. You're the one that people who want an honest discourse and honest opinions come to, right? I mean, people who want just a BS SHIT show, they'll go watch Skip and Shannon play act and pretend to disagree with each other when they really don't, and all that sort of nonsense. And that's the kind of people that are kind of hating on you, like want to be Skips and Shannons, as far as I can see. You're an honest dude, and you attract the honest people. So even though the audience might be smaller as compared to theirs, it's a better audience, and it's an audience that's going to stay with you for thick and thin because we know who you are, and we respect the hell out of you, and that's what I got to say about that.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that, Josh. And like I said, man, it just kind of changed some things, especially the way that I think about certain things. I'm gonna be real with you, but at the end of the day, man, I know who I do these shows for. I do it for the people like yourself and so many people that's in the chat that's been here since day one. Like I said, a lot of people, they have access to grind because they don't like my delivery. Like a lot of people want you to.
That's because they're fake. And you don't got a fake bone about you. That's what pisses them off because they made their way and their money by putting on a fake personality. You don't do that, and you're still starting to have some success, and that's what pisses them off about you.
Yeah. Well, look, man, I'm gonna continue to do what I've been doing, and I appreciate those kind words, Josh. And thank you so much for the call, man. Call back anytime. Yeah.
Okay, I'll call back in 5 minutes then. Just kidding.
Okay. All right, take care, man. Yeah, man. Shouts out to Josh. Yeah, man. I mean, look, yeah, I'm not. I just found it funny, But like I said, at the end of the day, you actually see the individuals who, they were waiting, waiting for you to, do something where they can just kind of pour on. But I didn't see that same energy. When those things got proven correctly. So with that, like I said, it just shows me that, and people just want to have something to say. Well, we're going to go to Dalton. Dalton, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How are you, bro?
Yeah, I'm doing all right, man. What you got for us?
Okay, about this whole Joe Brady situation, though.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it is Mickey Loomis, though, don't be wrong. I'm not giving Mickey Loomis a pass. I still blame him, though.
Mm-hmm.
I don't blame Joe Brady for not getting a Saints job, and here's why. Because think about it. The Bills, they're still in the playoffs, though. If I was Joe Brady, I would do the same thing because I would have focused on the playoffs. Let's be honest, though. When people get interviewed into head coaching, when they get hired, they don't concentrate in the playoffs. They just worry about their head coaching job. So I just don't blame Joe Brady not one bit, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think that if this was an attractive spot, I think that, he probably would have took it a little bit more seriously. I mean, I've seen coaches, Dalton, who, coordinators that end up coaching in big time moments in the Super Bowl. If I'm not mistaken, I want to say Robert Saleh was the defensive coordinator for the 49ers, in the Super Bowl the year after he went to go coach for the Jets, right? I mean, he coached like right after that season. Dan Quinn. I think Seattle was in the Super Bowl. I think that was the Super Bowl they played against New England, and he left and he became the head coach of the Falcons. So, like I said, man, you guys, if they feel like the job is more attractive and they feel like they can actually, do something, I feel like, they can compartmentalize. So I think if Joe Brady looked at the Saints as an attractive job, I think that he would have finished up the season, still would have went through with the process. But I just think that he feels like it is not as attractive and it's not worth his time, especially to be his first time head coaching stop.
Right. I mean, no disrespect to Joe Brady. I like him though, but I'm just not for sure if he would be ready anyway, even though he wouldn't took the job. I just don't think he's ready. That's just me though.
I can agree with that. In some cases, I mean, it's definitely a hit and miss. If it works out, then you got yourself a coach for the next 10 to 15 years. If it don't, then it's a unmitigated disaster. So yeah, I agree. Could be a toss up there.
And also like Gail Benson, like she needs to realize nobody's going to take the job though. But like I don't know who's going to take the job though. That's what I'm worried. I mean, will Mike McCarthy accept it? I would be surprised though. Like he put up with Jerry Jones, who's delusional. Mickey Loomis, he's not delusional. Like Gail Benson, I don't know if she's waking up though, but you gotta do something. Just be honest.
Yeah, I think that that's just the way that it's going right now. Like people are so used to. I don't want to say they're used to it. I think people just buy into the things that they hear so much that they feel like they actually getting the 411. These coaches that come in, they're highly touted. Like, think about this, Dalton. Like, man, you're a wonder kid. Like, you're a top accountant that's coming out of college or anything like something like that. You come to these big Fortune 500 companies on Fifth Avenue. You can call your shot. You can be like, yeah, you want me to come work here? I want this, that, and the third. These are highly touted coaches that we're talking about. If you don't want me, then 3 other teams want me. So I'm pretty sure they're going to want to listen to me. When I was talking about the whole situation with Aaron Glenn, wanting to have a GM to come in with him being a part of the process, that's one of those the list of demands. And the Saints didn't want to oblige to it, but guess what? He went to the Jets. And he may not have gotten the guy that he wanted, but at the same time, he still was a part of the process while they were actually selecting the guy. So coaches that are highly touted, they got leverage. Like, people think that these coaches, when they get these opportunities, like they just walk in super desperate, like I really need this job. Like these dudes know that they can go to different places. So I just look at, man, they're going to have to change some things. I agree. Gail Benson is going to have to understand and wake up that and see that, man, this dude, like, you might need to have this conversation with him. Plain and simple. Bring him upstairs where you at.
I mean, no disrespect to Gail Benson, and also recipes to Tom Benson though. She's not made as owner though. I mean, you got to be a hardcore owner. I mean, I know it's really hard, difficult to replace though, but I just don't think she's owner material. That's just me.
Yeah, I mean, let's just be real. Let's be real, Dalton. Let's be real, chat. Everybody know more than likely if Gail Benson didn't marry Tom Benson, I don't think she'll be around sports like that. Like, she doesn't look like, I don't look at her as a person that just eats, sleep, and breathes sports. She's just married to a man who just so happened to own a football team and a basketball team. And when he passed it on along to her. And she don't know that much about it. So, I mean, I don't really give her a hard time. I feel like I look at the people that are in those positions, like Dennis Lauscher and Mickey Loomis, at the upper echelon, because she's looking to them to make the right decisions. But this is what happens when you have guys that started out within an organization, kind of similar to what you see as a regular general manager or regular front office person. If you don't do your job, you get fired. Now these guys basically have immunity. They can do whatever the heck they want. And they can screw it up, or they can do like things that are successful. But at this point, they're at a crossroads where, it can go either way. But right now, they basically just kind of been screwing it up. And in other cases, they would have been fired for this negligence. But when the owner dies and leaves part of the team to those individuals, they made. It's like the mafia, man. They like made men. Like, you can't touch them. And they know that. So they move like individuals that can't be touched. And we, as onlookers, as fans, as reporters, we got to be subjected to this nonsense because they know they ain't going anywhere. That's the reality, man. And we basically stuck in the mud here, Dalton.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Got anything else, man?
Well, first of all, shout out to Josh. So he made a good point about Spencer Rattler, though.
Mhm.
Like Spencer Rattler, he is not a bad quarterback. Like, how do we know he's bad? Think about it. He had no Chris Olave, no Kamara, not playmakers. We don't know how he does, and plus we had a terrible O-line, though. I mean, the rookie, I think he's doing an excellent job, though. Cesar Ruiz, he's not it. Ryan Ramchek's still injured. Like, Gary Bill, like, I can't blame Spencer Rattler for this whole mess, though. But I just really hope. Like, I don't trust medical staff either. That's the problem. I don't trust Mickey Loomis. I don't trust Gail Benson. I don't trust medical staff, though. I mean, I just think the Saints are going to be in trouble. I just think I was going to say something. I don't know if it's going to work or not. So if we can't find a head coach, what are the Saints going to do? Are they going to forfeit the season or?
Well, they'll find a head. They'll find a head coach. Like,
yeah,
it may not be the guy that's their first choice, but they'll end up finding one. I mean, Mike Kafka wants to be a head coach. Anthony Weaver wants to be a head coach. Kellen Moore wants to be a head coach. These guys want this opportunity, so they're gonna find somebody. Just won't be the person that they had at the top of the board here. But I mean, even though the guys may not be the top choice, that doesn't mean they can't come in and turn some things around and make some things happen. So, I mean, I'm trying to think. A couple of years ago, like you talk about Buffalo all the time. I mean, Sean McDermott was a guy, right? They had Rex Ryan as their head coach, and they fired Rex Ryan, and they was having trouble and issues finding another head coach. So they find this defensive coordinator who was the coordinator for the Carolina Panthers named Sean McDermott, and they've been winning ever since. So nobody expected Sean McDermott to be who he was, and he wasn't at the top of the list at all. It was just one of those situations kind of similar to what the Saints were going through. He gets an opportunity, and the rest is history. So it may not come in the form of a highly touted coach, but if you find the right guy that's hungry, that's passionate, that comes through with a lunch pail mentality, you can dig your way out of this. But right now, it just looks dark because it seems like nobody else wants to be here. But the Saints are going to have to figure it out, man, and do what they need to do.
Right. I mean, I know, of course, Saints going to find a head coach, but it was just a curious question. Like, if they can find it, though, I just don't know what Saints will have to do. I mean, they can't forfeit, though. I mean,
they couldn't forfeit. I mean, I'm pretty sure they'll just have to find somebody within the organization if it got that bad. But I don't think it's going to get that bad. They'll find a coach that's going to be able to coach the team, and hopefully they can find some levels of success, man. But go ahead. No, go ahead, man.
No, I was saying about Sean McDermott. Let's not forget the Bills. They finally got a franchise quarterback since Jim Kelly era.
Yeah, but I mean, great things happen when you find that top quarterback, right? I mean, the Bills were kind of struggling going through that purgatory. You mentioned Jim Kelly. I mean, think about all the guys that they had. J.P. Lossman and all these other guys. Doug Flutie that came through the spot. Rob Johnson came through the spot. EJ Manuel, all these different dudes that they had, man, trying to find it took a long journey for them to find Josh Allen. You find that right quarterback, that coach can find himself set up for the next 5 to 10 years. Saints just don't have that yet. I mean, the jury's still out with Spencer Rattler, and you don't know what the future holds with that. But if you find that right guy and align him with that coach, you'll have success, man. No doubt about it.
Agreed. Also, thank you for me talking to you. I love talking football with you. Even Saints, no matter what, though. Tomorrow, I gotta say this: I'm still representing the Saints fan, no, but Bills Mafia hopefully beat the Chiefs and the Burglars.
Yeah, the Burglars. Look, man, it should be fun, man. I'm gonna pick one of them games that we're gonna go live on. I'm not sure which one. I guess it would probably be the later game. I didn't see the lineup. Do you know the lineup? Who's playing first and who's playing second?
I believe the first one is the Eagles and Washington, and tonight is then the Bills and the Chiefs.
Okay, I might get that Bills and Chiefs. Whatever game is the second game, a part of that doubleheader. That's the game that I'm probably going to cover, man. So hopefully I'll hear from you on tomorrow, man. But you take care. Thank you, Dalton, for chiming in.
All right, you too, bro. Who dat?
All right. Who dat? Yeah, man, it's getting dark, man. It's getting dark in the Who Dat Nation, man. They people kind of fed up here. Saints gonna have to figure this thing out. Gonna go ahead and move on to Jerry. Jerry, how you doing, man?
What's going on, TJ?
Man, I'm doing all right, Jerry. Thank you for chiming in, man. What you got for us, man? Joe Brady ain't coming, bro.
Yeah, well, we already know that's gonna happen. That's what happens when you have a dumbass general manager in Mickey Loomis
Oh, man.
talking about fine.
Man, looking beyond the results. I mean, look, how can you look beyond these results? I mean, nobody like it don't seem like nobody want to coach this football team. Anybody with some cash in credibility, at least.
Let's be honest, TJ. Nobody don't want to come here because you got a dumbass general manager in Mickey Loomis that don't even care about but me, myself, and I. Man. That's all Mickey Loomis care about.
Yep, looking apart.
But what I want to get into is this. TJ, you keep doing your thing, bruh. Don't worry about what these idiots out there saying about you. You've been doing this for how long? What, 7 or 8 years right now?
I'll give about 7. This will be my 7th season, man.
Yes, about 7 years. You keep doing what you're doing, bro. Don't worry about what them idiots say out there about you, because they don't know ish from Shanghai, bro.
Man, yeah. It's rough though, man. Like seriously, like especially like when people like just don't they say all these different things, but they don't even take the time out to come over to listen and to like see what we do over on the side. It's frustrating. It's frustrating and in ways it's laughable because I guess it's just eye opening to me when it comes to like how I'm gonna move from now on. To be honest with you.
Exactly. But TJ, you keep doing what you do best, bro. And that's continue to give us good news about the Saints and about what's going on in the NFL. Don't worry. Like I said, don't worry about what folks say. Because the only thing they want out of the only thing to me, TJ, what they want out of you and from them is attention. That's all they want. They don't care about what you say. They only care about what they think.
Yeah.
Because I got news for you. I don't care if they like it. I don't care if they do like it. You give it your all. You give, and I would just shout out the dog. He was just doing his last thing. He said, "You bust your ass for what you doing over here, bro. Don't worry about what other people think about because they don't know football themselves.
Yeah,
only you do. And they care about what you say. Like they don't like what you got. Whatever's on your mind, TJ, you spill it out. You give it your 100%. And don't worry about these idiots. Once again, don't worry about these selfish folks that try to take advantage of you and try to rip you off. Don't even worry about that, bro.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I know who I do these podcasts for. I know what I'm doing for, man. I know who I'm doing for. But like I said, there's always like you have individuals out here that feel like you got to look the part, you got to act the part. Like I'm not beyond reproach. Like I'm not one of those people like, okay, God has blessed me like to do some amazing things that I can't have a conversation with somebody on Facebook, or you know what I'm saying, or somebody that may not have as many subscribers or followers. Like I'm not gonna like act like that. You know what I'm saying? I talk to the people. I don't care who, you know what I'm saying, who you are, how many subscribers you got, how many followers you got, because at the end of the day, we all fans, we all love this football team. And I'm just a person that's just trying to give a perspective, and I've created like just a platform to do it. So when people look at that, they're like, "Oh man, he talking to common folk, or he doing this, or he ain't this person or that person." I never aspired to be anybody. I don't look at other people and be like, "Oh, I want to be like them." Like I don't look at I don't want to be like anybody. I take a lot of pride in knowing that I'm me. And there's only one person like me, and I don't feel like I'm doing anything else that anybody else is doing. I think we're doing all right over here. But I appreciate those kind words, Jerry.
Yeah, man, bro. I always come and give you a lot of encouragement because
you've always been here.
You're gonna have some naysayers out here. They're talking about TJ Jones. He don't know about Saints football. He don't know about this. He don't know about that. Let me tell you something. I don't care what these naysayers say. You say what's on your mind, just like I'm going to say what's on my mind. And if they like it, fine. And if they don't, fine too.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you're going to give it your all, no matter what they say.
Yep.
I don't care if they like you or not. I can care less. I don't care if they like me either. Yeah. But they're going to respect what you say.
They're going to respect the gangster.
Hey, man.
Hey, man. They ain't got no choice, man. I just love what I do too much. But man, exactly. Hey, but let me ask you this though, man. Now that Joe Brady off the board, who do you expect to be the head coach, or who you looking at now?
Well, I hear folks talking about Anthony Weaver, or I don't know. As of right now,
right?
To be honest with you, TJ, I don't know, bro.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I can't tell one from the other.
Hey, man, it's amazing, man, how you go from being the epitome of stability, and you just go from like now you just in a wallowing in ineptitude. Like it's unbelievable, man. But they gonna need somebody, like I said, but. Man, some people just rises from the ashes like a phoenix, man. It's like somebody that you ain't never heard of come through, and maybe that's what the Saints need. Maybe it'd be a guy that nobody like. Oh man, we've got him. Who is he? You know, they pulling a social media on like how they doing me. Who is he? Him? Who? I don't know him. I don't know, man.
You'll be like Samuel. I don't know you.
I don't know who.
Who the is this?
Yeah, who is this? Then the dude come out there, you know, take the Saints to the playoffs. Man, that's my dog right here. Man, that's my coach right there.
Man, somebody you look up. Man, he might be the answer to the ground.
Man, right? Might be. I mean, I don't know, man. It just it's some dark times in the Who Dat Nation, man. You got anything else, Jerry?
No, only thing I can do, TJ, is just give you these words. Just stand tall and think clear. Don't ever let nobody stand in your way, bruh. Don't let nobody.
Man. Because we ain't doing that.
And that's another. And you talking about you have one of your biggest supporters since day one. Since day one.
Yep.
And I've been following you ever since. I think it was what? September of what? 2018.
2018. Yep.
That's after we lost to the Yucks.
Yeah. and the rest has been history. And we gonna make some more history together, Jerry. And I appreciate the call, man. Thank you so much for chiming in.
Yeah, anytime, TJ. Oh, and on the matchups for Sunday. The first one. Right. I got the Commanders. The second one, and the second one, I got the Bills. Because I was talking to a Bills fan Friday at a local Sam's Club, and she had on her Josh Allen jersey. I told her, I'm pulling for y'all. Y'all gonna beat that married couple up there in Kansas City.
I hope so, man.
And everybody in the chat, y'all know that married couple I'm talking about. The Kansas City Chiefs and them referees. That's the married couple right there. Because they don't want to let the Chiefs go any further without throwing a flag out there on the other team and not them.
There's a flag on the play. Illegal looking at Patrick Mahomes in the eyes. 15-yard penalty, automatic.
And, TJ, we talked about this last week. I said, man, that's the NFL version of LeBron James, bro. He flop, you get a penalty. Man. I'm like, really, bro? Seriously, that's what the Bills going to end that on Sunday. I promise you.
Illegal eye contact, number 56.
Yeah, hands to the face.
looking like he was going to tackle him.
I said, man, come on now. Man. Seriously?
Yeah.
That's going to end Sunday. I can feel it, TJ.
I just hope they call it right down the middle, man, because I don't think nobody want to see no Eagles, Chiefs Super Bowl. People gonna watch it because it's the Super Bowl. But at the end of the day, dog, like ain't nobody trying to see that, bruh. Ain't nobody trying to see that, bruh.
Daniels make history as a rookie. and he carried this Washington team, and now they facing the division rival in the NFC Championship. Man, let's go Washington.
Yeah, man, got to get it done. I just want to see a good game.
Me
But
too.
Jerry, like I said, we'll be over here tomorrow, man. We're probably gonna do the second game. Hopefully, we hear from you on tomorrow, man. And thank you so much for chiming in.
And no problem, TJ. You have yourself a blessed night, and just keep doing what you do best, my brother. And I got your back.
I appreciate
The whole
Jerry.
got your back. No matter what's going on, we got your back, bro. That's why we're here.
Yeah, man. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, man.
You're welcome, bro. You have a blessed night.
All right, you too. Yeah, man. Shouts out to Jerry, man. Shouts out to Jerry and so many, other people that's been supporting this show since day one. And if you was here day 1,001, I don't thank you for your support. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, man. And I'm gonna read a few, and then we're gonna get to Justin. I'm gonna read a few comments, man, because I know some people don't want to chime in, call in. Says nobody wants to work with Ponzi scheme salary cap. I said Ponzi scheme. Let's see. Hey Dolph, I missed your show. Also, a special shout out to Dolph, giving a shout out to Pammy. What's going on, Dolph, man? Thank you for being here. Says Eagle and Washington played at 3-2, where I'm at Bills and Chiefs at 6:30 and 5:30 where I'm at. So I guess you're talking about 6:30 Eastern, 5:30 Central, 3 Eastern, 2 Central. Okay, so thank you for that, man. I really didn't look at the times. I like I said, I wasn't gonna do no show tonight, man. I was chilling. I was watching a few movies with my wife and my son. You know what I'm saying? I was watching wrestling with him. And when I seen the stories come out, I'm like, well, looky. Y'all about to hear from me. Because I mean, so many people had so much to say. I had something to say too. Say, yep, I've been with TJ since the beginning too. And Jerry ain't lying. He's always been here. Yeah, Jerry always been here. And they can't appreciate it, man. They camp out there in Texas, man. Shouts out to him. Says, I don't know why y'all keep saying Rizzy. He didn't get a second interview. Why? I mean, but why would he? that's like me and you best friends, bro. And I'm like, okay, I need you to do a second interview. I know you, man. What I'm interviewing you for? Like, I didn't see you coach. Y'all done seen you around the organization since what? God knows how long. No need for a second interview. We know you. I mean, we know everything about you for the most part. So I just feel like the Saints would have been wasting their time if they gave him a second interview. If there was somebody that wasn't a part of the organization, wasn't around, then I can understand, like, okay, he didn't get a second interview. He don't need one. You know him. Let's see. Give out, but never give up. Who that nation? Keep up the great work, TJ. William, thank you for that. And we're going to go ahead and go to Justin.
Justin.
How you doing?
What's up, bro? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. But I can hear myself too, man. I got a little echo.
All right. What you need me to do?
Okay.
Okay.
No, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say, and then I'm gonna let you talk. I'm gonna mute myself.
All right.
All right. Here you go.
All right. So first of all, bro, like Jerry said, I've been following you since 2018, man, since the no-call season. I want you to take heed to this. Whoever hating on you, whoever doing this or saying that, man, we've been rocking with you for years, man. You've been doing your thing. You've been keeping it 100 and saying how you want to say it unapologetically. Don't worry about that. Don't let that discourage you. And I know you already know that, but you know what I'm saying? You need that affirmation because we here. We with you. You've been rocking, you know what I'm saying, from jump. You probably don't know me, but I've been following you since 2018 as well. So you good?
Yeah, well, let me respond to that, Justin. I had to put you on pause because every time, like, if I speak, you're gonna hear echo. But I just wanted to say this. I appreciate it, man. I mean, I've seen you in the chat. I've seen you chime in a few times here when we open up the phone lines, and I appreciate that, man. I really do. And I keep on like saying the same thing over and over again, but I mean it, man. I do this for the people that support me. Like, I don't do this stuff like, oh man, subscribe to me. I'm trying to build up this huge following or whatever. If you like what I'm talking about, cool. If you don't, then I'm just not for you. And I get it, right? Some people don't want that like hard hitting in your face type, you know what I'm saying, perspective. They want you to embellish things. Luckily for me, I ain't got to fake the funk. You know what I'm saying? I'm not taking shots at anybody, but I'm just gonna give you a real perspective. I'm from the city. I was born and raised there. And though I don't live in New Orleans anymore, it's not anything you can't tell me about the city that I grew up in. I walked them streets. You know what I'm saying? I rode the bus. You get like, so when I'm talking to people, you have no choice but to feel what I'm saying. I'm not speaking just from a fan perspective. I'm speaking from somebody that knows that the Saints, like, you eat, sleep, and breathe the Saints. That's how we grew up. So regardless if I'm standing outside Airline Drive, or if when you see my name, you don't know who I am, I'm still like embedded into the culture of New Orleans. And that's something that nobody can ever take away from me. And I'm going to continue to do what I've been doing. And I just feel like if you don't know me or haven't seen me, you just late to the party, because we've been out here putting together really good content, putting together well-respected individuals to come on this show. Like, I challenge anybody that, like, no disrespect to anybody that's doing podcasts. I challenge anybody on a smaller scale that you see that have some of the most well-known individuals that just coming on their show like I have, that establish relationships like this, coming out of nowhere, never been a part of a publication like any of those sports publications that you see other people build their name, but I'm still in the same places as your favorite reporter. How did he do that? Because I bust my ass to do it. Excuse my French. Ain't nobody gonna take that away from me. So I just wanted to make that clear.
You can hear me, TJ? Do you hear echo? All right, cool. So check this out, man. I'm from the city too. Both my mom and dad from the city. But I know, like, since I've been following you, you told me you left after Katrina. I left before Katrina because my mom and dad, they was married, they divorced, they split up. We've been back and forth between Atlanta and New Orleans. You know how we feel about them, so that's whatever. But when Katrina was going on, I was in the Marine Corps. I was in Okinawa when that happened. So I know how you feel about that. I know you were in South Carolina with your son. I remember when your son could barely even talk, and you know how old he is now. You know what I'm saying? So that's how long I've been, since just like Jerry. You know what I'm saying? But man, we gonna be all right, man. You gonna be all right. I think you should stand on what you said. They trying to talk about cite your sources. Like you said, these other people, you don't ask them to cite their sources. You right? Because they discrediting you, telling you to cite your sources, and they trying to come down hard on you. Man, whatever, bro. We with you, man. I know who you are. We know who you are. I watch all your shows, man. Whenever you come live, I stamp that notification. I punch that notification even before you even come live. So we with you, man. You got love out here in the streets, whatever. I'm in the DMV area, actually where the Commanders play. I'm out here now because this is where I got stationed at last, and when I got out, I stayed in the DMV area. But I'm from New Orleans, so man, don't even worry about none of that. And on this head coaching thing, man, I ain't worried about that, man. Look, like you said, you born and raised Saints fan. Me too. I've been a Saints fan since the '90s, man. These are dark times, but not really, because what we know. All right, I'm cool with that. Oh, we got limited head coaches. Cool. Bring Rizzy back. I mean, what we got to lose? We got the cap. We got Derek Carr. Get rid of him. Everybody injured. You got all these 35 plus players, 30 plus players. Man, look, everybody need to relax. I know we ain't used to this. You know what I'm saying? We gonna be all right. Everybody calm down. Let a season or two go by. And maybe not even that much. But if that has to happen, so be it. We gonna be all right. We you know what I'm saying? We the Who Dat Nation, man. We from New Orleans, bro. Man, look, we come from nothing. We always go through adversity. We always come out on top. We gonna always do that, and it's always gonna be that. You know what I'm saying? We got Mickey Loomis that's looming over our head. All right, you know what I'm saying? Eventually, his time gonna pass too. We gonna be all right, man. We relatively the same age. I was born in '86. So I'm pushing 39 this year. You know what I'm saying? So I know I've been a Saints fan since the early '90s. So I already know Mario Base, all them players. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even gonna go down the list, but I remember all that, man. Aaron Brooks, you know what I'm saying? Jim Haslett, Ricky Williams, whatever. But we gonna be all right, man. We gonna be cool. I'm not worried. I'm not worried about nothing. 'Cause we gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I
You
agree,
got
I agree with you saying, Justin. I was gonna say, man, like we are the same age. I was born in '86 myself. So I mean, I know about the laundry list of players and hardships. I think that the biggest issue is this is one of the first times where culture and generations are colliding. Generations of Saints fans. Like you have Saints fans out here that like you and myself, and like I say, I don't say these things to try to sun anybody. I just try to say it to put it into perspective. You have Saints fans that kind of, our age, Justin, or a little bit older. They understand what the Saints were when they weren't winning nothing, and we grew up to appreciate the process. What you are going up against are Saints fans that never really dealt with the level of hardship, or they don't have vivid memories of the Saints actually being a struggling team. Like, yeah, they'll miss the playoffs, but the Saints were always in contention. They were always talked about as one of the top teams in the league. And what you have right now is a generation that didn't see the Saints at their worst. So when you say, oh man, things gonna be all right, you're speaking from perspective because you know what the Saints used to be and what they became. If you haven't seen that, it's kind of like when you tell your kid everything gonna be all right, but they ain't never experienced the hardships. They don't remember the bologna and cheese sandwiches. You feel me? They just remember, you know what I'm saying? They always had like food all in the refrigerator. You get what I'm saying? So that's kind of like what we're dealing with right now. So I feel like that's where the collision and the conflict is coming from among Saints fans. So I say I know things are going to be okay, but at the same time, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell your kid who's been living in a penthouse, oh man, we're going to be all right moving into this little, 3-bedroom house that, we got to downgrade a little bit. They skyfalling, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't know about the hardships, man. Yeah.
What you got any questions for me? Like what's up?
Yeah, okay. So I mean, same thing I asked Jerry. Now that Joe Brady off the board, man, you said Rizzy, but like what do you think? Like, what do you think it's gonna look like? Do you think the Saints can actually find some type of prosperity if they go back to Darren Rizzy?
I don't. I don't see why not, man. I mean, I think Rizzy is. I mean, like what we looking at, what we have, what we're working with. Rizzy, I feel like Rizzy is the guy. Not the number one choice, but if all fails, I mean, look what he did. I mean, we had a little, we lost a couple of games, but we was outmatched. I mean, we running out there with people that are off the street playing against the Packers, all these primetime teams that we used to be primetime, that we was in that slot. But we playing against primetime teams getting blown out. And Rizzy coming out of here, coming out here off a 7-game losing streak, trying to turn this thing around with nothing.
Right.
And he strung together a couple of wins. He had a couple of losses. All right, cool. We ain't got no start. We playing with bench players, bro. Right. Everybody was injured.
Yeah.
We ain't got nobody, no starters. So you can't. That's just like you grading Spencer Rattler. You can't grade him fair. You got to grade him on a curve.
Right.
Look what both of them had to come in with. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, man,
a bunch of nothing.
Yeah, if worst come to worst, if we got to roll with Rizzy, I'm okay with that. Because look what we got to roll with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
I got you.
all right, we'll have, let's say we have another down season. Okay, we had 5 wins they acting like we had 1 or 2 wins this year. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. We going to be all, it ain't doomsday for the Who That Nation. We
got
we
you.
going to be all right, man. We going to be all right. And then we have another 5-win season. I'm cool with it because I know what we working with. Everybody got to keep it real and look at our roster and look what we wrote. Look what we dealing with. Look at the front office. Look what we dealing with.
I got to say, I agree with that.
Go ahead.
I agree with that. I was just saying, man, I agree with that, outlook. I mean, I just feel like whoever it is, like, I just ain't trying to hear nobody mouth, man. Like, all these people out here talking about, oh, they got this patience and all that kind of stuff, man. These people want to see some wins. And whoever come in, they're going to be sitting somewhere criticizing, whining, and boo-hooing about how the team look. You know, like, even if they would have got Joe Brady or got Aaron Glenn, they still would have been sitting up here complaining. Oh, man, y'all said that this guy was an offensive genius. Like, man, you can't please these people, man. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, people don't, like, I'm not talking, like, get in where you fit in. I always say this. Some of these folk that be talking all out, they don't know that much about football. They just see what they see on TV and they like, oh, man, we suck. They don't even put things into perspective as to why the team looks the way that they do. You know, but my biggest gripe is that's why I'm taking shots at front office, because front office are the reasons why the Saints are in this position. Rather is hiring inept coaches, beta male coaches, just because they familiar with the guy and they go golfing with the guy and he's just a good person. Like, that ain't winning no football games, man. You got to be aggressive and run this thing like a business, not a mom and pop shop where we just love everybody and hold hands and sing kumbaya in times of adversity. Ain't nobody trying to hear that, man. It's a business. And if you ain't willing to be a little bit of a bulldog, a little bit of a shark, you're going to be sitting somewhere at the crib every single year, and you're going to have a fan base that just starts to tune out. You're not here to make friends. You're here to make money, and you're here to make business keep going. And you keep business going by what? Winning football games. Winning
football games.
Yeah, but Justin, man, I got another call I got to get to, man, but I appreciate you chiming in. Thank you so much for your commentary, and call back anytime, man.
All right. Who that, TJ?
Yeah, who that? Yeah, man. Shouts out to Justin, man. I appreciate the kind words, but he's right, man. You know, like, you're going to have to practice patience because you got to know where you at right now. You got to know where you are. And before we get to the last call, that boy DJ, want to read some of these comments here. And I'll get to you, man. Says, I really believe Glenn did not want to work with Mickey because he knows Mickey and he's seen everything firsthand. See, here's the thing. People make it seem like, oh, man, he just hate Mickey Loomis. No, dude didn't hate Mickey Loomis. Never said that. The man just wanted, like, he wanted to be a part of the general manager process. He wanted to come in and the Saints elect a new general manager. I don't feel like that's a bad ex. It's not like Mickey Loomis was going to leave the organization. And miss me with all the individuals out there that were too naive and too ignorant to a point. And I'm sorry, but ignorant does not mean that you dumb. It just means you uninformed. That you choose to be uninformed. And they ran with this narrative, like I said, that Aaron Glenn wanted Mickey Loomis fired. I provide context on the podcast, but of course, everybody just look at a tweet. He did not want to see Mickey Loomis fired. He was looking at it, maybe him going upstairs in a more of an executive role. You know, like being the executive vice president. That's cool, but let's get another general manager and can I be a part of the process? Like, oh, when did he say that? He said it on the phone in the middle of Mickey Loomis. How could this be? Do y'all understand like how the process goes? If you're doing a virtual meeting, you sitting in a room, there is a portion where, you know, you got everybody in the room at the same time. And then there's portions where they get off and you can talk to individuals individually. How's that so hard to believe? Like, he was just in a room, he just started ragging on him. How did Lynn Cohen get the message to the Jacksonville Jaguars organization that he didn't want to work with Trent Baalke and he would like to have a new general manager? How did that happen? Oh, he was on the phone with him? Hey, come on, man. Oh, when they get off the phone, that means they can't talk no more. Y'all really believe this stuff, right? Y'all really believe, oh, once the conversation over, is over. Y'all must didn't hear about that story about the whole Tom Brady and Sean Payton thing, right? Where Brian Flores blew the whistle. How did he know this? Right? Oh, it wasn't Sean Payton talking to Stephen Ross in the Miami Dolphins. It was a back channel. It was somebody that probably knew Sean Payton, probably had a conversation with him, and he delivered that conversation to Miami. Is that illegal? No, it's not. So all I'm saying is, folks, come on, man, use your head. Just because you get off the phone, that means it's over. They don't never talk to each other ever again because that's the rules. Okay, man. How is it that during free agency, think about this. Think about how ridiculous this sounds. How is it that free agency, it starts at 3:00, and then the next thing you know, soon as 3:00 hit, such and such has signed a 4-year, $112 million deal with such and such. How they did that so fast? How did he shake hands with the owner and the general manager and got this contract so fast? Use your head, people. That's all I'm saying. Use your head. Use your head, man. Come on, man. That boy DJ. How you doing, man? What you got for us?
What's up, TJ? How you feeling, man?
Yeah, I'm doing okay, man. What you got for us tonight?
Oh man. First off, I want to say, to anybody hating on TJ in the show, bro, you a job turkey, bro. Cause I mean that don't make no sense. Like, how can you hate on this man's show? Like, TJ does nothing but bring us valuable Saints news, up to date anything involving Saints. So if you a Saints fan, like you absolutely should not be hating on TJ if you a Saints fan. And if you a fan of another team, like just keep it respectful, man. Cause you know what I'm saying, like. It's YouTube, man. People love, having Twitter fingers and stuff like that. Like, I feel where you're coming from.
Yeah, man. I'm not a fan of that. Like I said, man, I said it just, man, I was just taken back by. I honestly didn't think like what transpired was going to be like that. I really, I really didn't. Like, I was like, man, I got some information from somebody who was kind enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, this man didn't have to give me this information. He really didn't. Like, I'll tell you right now, DJ, and I'll let you get back to yours. I wasn't gonna do no show, bro. I was outside. It snowed in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, where I stayed. And my son Paxton was so excited about going outside and playing and stuff like that. And I just get a message from, somebody that I trust within the NFL. It's like, I got some news for you. And I was like, well, he's like on Aaron Glenn. I was like, okay, so I hit him up, boop, boop, boop. He told me what happened. I'm like, oh, snap. So I just wanted to go out here and tell the people. It wasn't for anything like for personal gain or anything like that. Nothing like that. I was like, man, this is information I feel like Saints fans would like to know. I didn't think that I was going to get so much backlash and criticism about something like that. But it just shows you, man, like people, they see that you're doing things and they see that you love what you do. And people have their reasons, to try to throw dirt on you. I want, like, I don't have anything to gain from that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have anything to gain. So that's what I say. I just,
angle, man.
Yeah, I just never, I did not believe in my heart of hearts, bro. When I put that, I never believed that I was gonna get so much backlash and people like just up here think I was just cloud chasing, man. I'm like, I can find better ways to cloud chase. Being an insider ain't one of them, which I don't even want, you know what I'm saying? I don't even aspire to be that. I just had some information that somebody was nice enough in the league to tell me, and I told. Plain and simple.
Right. Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
But I don't want to take up too much of your time, TJ. I have a question though. About the upcoming season. Do you think that if we hire Darren Rizzi and everybody like stays healthy throughout the majority of the season, do you think we have a realistic chance of making the playoffs?
Yeah, I do. I really do. Because if you look at the beginning of the season, when the Saints were healthy, they was clicking on all cylinders. I feel that way. Like, I really do. You get the right coordinator up in here, defensive coordinator, and align him with Rizzi. I think you can win some football games. I really do. Now, I do feel I'm sorry, but I do feel if you keep Rizzi, you might have to get rid of Kubiak. Because I just feel like Kubiak is a good offensive mind, but he struggles with these second half adjustments, bro. And it didn't change. See, I feel like the only way I feel like they should keep Clint Kubiak. This is my opinion, right? I'm not saying like this is just my opinion. I feel like you need somebody like Mike McCarthy, somebody that's an experienced offensive mind that he can learn from. And I feel like if Mike McCarthy is there alongside working with him, then it will help him like to be able to understand like how to make necessary second half adjustments, and he can become a better version of himself. But I feel like if he's with Rizzy, no disrespect, but I feel like it's kind of like the blind leading the blind in this situation. Like Rizzy is not the type of coach that's going to be able to help you navigate second half adjustments. It's just not going to happen. Yeah. So unless you're going to line him with somebody or bring somebody in, I don't know, like Bobby Slowick or something like that, somebody that can work alongside him that you can kind of feed off of. I think you need to go in a different direction with a coordinator. I mean, if like he's good, but I don't know if he's like game in, game out, trusting the process good every game. Like I just think that he lacks. So
yeah, I think he like a motivational coach more than like game planning.
No, I wouldn't even say that. It's like this, bro, right? Let's just say you got a mean 3-point shot, DJ, right? So you know what I'm saying? As soon as you like get the ball, you pulling that thing up from half court almost. So all of a sudden, like, okay, man, this dude up here, man, he draining these threes. They come out there in the second half, they guarding you from half court. As soon as you get past the half court line, they guarding you. They making sure that you can't step up into your shot, right? And now you like, man, dang, what I'm gonna do? Like if you just basically just had that jump shot, as soon as I step up, I'm shooting and I'm making it, I can neutralize that. So what are you going to do now? I think that, he has a really good 3-point shot, but where's the rest of your game? Where's the slash to the rim? Where's the 20-foot jumper, bro? Where's the free throws? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, what a hook shot at, yeah.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? You need more to your game. And I just feel like he just kind of lacks. He's good. Because if you look at the first half, look at Spencer Rattler's number in the first half and look at him in the second half. That comes to me like that's proven that you just kind of lack when it comes to the halftime adjustments.
Yeah, that's coaching, man. That's coaching
exactly.
all day.
Yeah, need some help, man. I mean, I think if Mike McCarthy come along with somebody that was an experienced coach, I wouldn't mind him keeping Clint Kubiak because I know that it's not just going to be Clint Kubiak just calling the plays. Like if things get out of hand, I can see Mike McCarthy kind of getting with him and them like, sharing ideas, and I can see a much better version of the Saints.
Oh man, yeah, that's like best case scenario right now. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I agree. I look, I'm a Mike McCarthy guy. I'm sorry. Like you may not like the guy, you may feel like that's a step back, but I feel like it's necessary for right now. Like if the only reason you talk about not giving Mike McCarthy is because he was a coach and he was a puppet for Jerry Jones, but that's even like to me that's people that I just feel like that's just their youth talking in ways. Like a lot of people just look at Mike McCarthy and probably had a appreciation for his coaching by him being with the Dallas Cowboys, but this is a man that like look at Sean Payton's record, who we admire. And look at Mike McCarthy's record, who we just look at as some trash. Like they got almost like the same identical record winning percentage. Super Bowl wins, NFC Championship appearances. Like how can you value one guy who basically won? I mean, he won over 100 games, won Super Bowl with a legendary quarterback, and just basically dismiss another guy who won one Super Bowl, won over 100 games, and had a legendary quarterback. I just don't get it. I don't.
Yeah, we gotta hire him. Hey TJ, my phone on 2% is about to die, but I just want to say this. I've been watching the show since 2019. I used to be like a heavy fan of Deuce and Ross when they was doing the show. And I was a fan, and then like I kept seeing State of the Saints podcast, but I never clicked on it. And then I clicked on it one day in 2019, bro. I ain't never turned back. Like this has been my favorite Saints show of all time, bro. And I appreciate you.
Man, I appreciate you for saying that, man. That means a lot to me. And I thank you for your support, man. I thank you for your support. And, I appreciate you chiming in as well, man. You can call back anytime. And hopefully we have some better things to talk about, man, as the off season goes on and we get into the regular season, man.
Yeah. All right, TJ.
All right, you take care.
All right, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that means a lot. And like I said, man, the people that chimed in, those are people that I value, that come here and check out the show. Those are the people that I do this for, But let me go ahead. I'll dedicate the rest of this episode to chat. All right, dedicated to the chat. But let me mention some of the donors here that I didn't read their comments. Says Jalil says, first off, thank you for the 499. Say LOL, dog. TJ, I feel bad now, Elil, because I was born in 01, so the Breeze era really all I know. So this like my first hard time era. Look, that's what I'm saying. Look, I put the disclaimer out here. Like, I'm telling people, like, this is not like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to sun anybody. I'm not trying to sun anybody. Like, you can't help what era you grew up in. And I use this, and I know sometimes I use examples that some people may look at as extreme, and I apologize because there was one comment that I seen from the last show that said I used a hospital reference about who would you want to have when you really dealing with a very serious case that may involve your family member. Some people may have looked at that as a little bit too graphic, but I say these things, and use metaphors and analogies to kind of, let people understand and give them things that kind of resonate with them. So what I'm saying is, like, you're born in your era. Like, you can't help that. It's like my grandparents, right? My grandparents, like, grew up during a time in a Jim Crow South, right? In Mississippi. That's where they from. And they just seen, like, the prejudice, and they had to, go to the back of the restaurants and all this kind of stuff. Me, I was born in 1986. When I see that stuff and some of the things that they endured, I remember one time I was like, I never forget this. I was sitting and I was watching some of my grandparents, and it was just like one of those like civil rights pieces, and like African Americans were getting treated real, real bad. And I was like, man, that would never happen. I would never let nobody do that to me. And my grandfather looked at me and said, boy, yeah, you did if you wanted to live. You know what I'm saying? But my thought pattern is, I'm thinking with modernized eyes, right? I don't have to worry about going to the back of a restaurant or drinking from a water fountain because it says a certain thing. And I'm only saying that because, like, you only can understand things that were a part of your life. And everything else is kind of like, okay, yeah, man, the OG trying to, tell me something. When you were born, like, during the time when Drew Brees was the quarterback, that's all you know. That's all you seen. So, like I said, when you talk to somebody like that's a little bit older, they telling you, oh, man, look, man, you think this bad. Like, let me tell you about that 94, 95 team that couldn't win a game to save their mama life. Like, you don't understand that. So when people like, man, I done seen this team look worse, like, not you. That's all you know is the team being relevant. That was my whole point. Like, that's all you know is the team being relevant. So it's like the stock market crash of 29 in your life. And, like I said, it's like, with us, it's like, man, I didn't seen this movie before. As a matter of fact, I seen a movie much worse. So, like I said, man, I don't blame anybody. I don't knock anybody. I'm not trying to, like I said, look down on anybody that wasn't a fan, like, before the 06 season. You, like, especially if you born in 01. Born in 01, like, man, like, what are you, 5? So that's all you know. So, I ain't got no choice but to respect that. But all I'm saying is, like, if you think the sky is falling, man, it's really not. Who that nation, if I invite y'all to an epic game night, y'all down? Yeah, I'm down. You can go epic game night. That sounds pretty cool. We got 702 people watching this right now. I ask that you hit the like button. Across these platforms, we got 702 people watching this right now. David, thank you very much for the $5. Says nobody wants a horrible salary cap situation and deal with Mickey Loomis. Say Mickey. You always got a he always got a nickname for Mickey Loomis. He gonna come through with a nickname. 504 says 1,000% believe TJ. Some people just like to hate and not see other people shine. Chris Olave says, how's your head doing? Giving Gaxon Chris Olave says, oh wow, TJ, you did nothing wrong but share with us your fans. If being real is bad, it's sad. Yeah, I don't know, man. In this cloud chasing society that we in right now, I can, from a certain standpoint, I understand why people feel that way. But man, I never look at myself have to resort to shock value. Like I don't even like that type of stuff. I don't even like the shock value type stuff. Like anybody knows, like I'm just here to entertain folks. Rather, you know what I'm saying, we going through hard times, you know, coming up with some funny parody songs, or, you know, coming up, you know what I'm saying, with some different skits or whatever like that. But, you know, like I just, you know, want people to have a good time, have a really good experience when they check out this podcast. Like I said, I've never been about numbers, you know what I'm saying? I've never been like, oh man, a bunch of people following me or whatever. Cause I feel like whoever like been following this show, whoever subscribes to this show, like they just rock with me. So when people like, man, look, I don't like, I like dude, this, that, and the third, but I ain't watching you no more. Oh well, you know, like I can't like, I like that would probably hurt me if I was about numbers and about like a bunch of people following me, but it's not. Like, you know, so that kind of stuff doesn't bother me. Like I like quality over quantity. Like I like quality people that have a good, you know, good head on their shoulders, that can talk real football without putting their emotions into it all the time. Put their emotions aside and really dissect what's really going on. And you know, and I appreciate the people that's willing to listen to that. But if you want to hang on every word that a person says and say, "Oh man, you got this wrong," I'm pretty sure. Like, go throughout the archives. I'm pretty sure there's some stuff I said that was way out in left field. You know, but I'm pretty sure that in between that there's some stuff that has some validity. That, you know what I'm saying, I gave my perspective, and, you know, it probably end up happening. You know, like I'm pretty sure like that. But that will happen when you have an opinionated talk. You know, it's opinionated talk. And that's the thing. Like, if I say it's an opinion, it's an opinion. If I say like this happened and this is what was told to me, that's what it is. You know, like I ain't got no reason to sit up here and be trying to fabricate. I ain't got no time for that, man. I don't have time for that. But I just try to give you people every part of me when I'm here, all my energy and, you know, so all my enthusiasm to make sure I give the first time listener or the 1,000th time listener a really good listening experience and leave them entertained. That's what it is. Says focus on the defense. They deserve the hate. 32 teams. A Saints defense is ranked 33rd. How you rank 33rd? No, the Phantom team, Archie Manning days. I used to listen to the Saints on WWL. Yeah, I mean, look, I tell people all the time, WWL is the reason why I'm a radio broadcaster. Yes, I am a radio broadcaster. I work for WLGI in Hemingway, South Carolina. Been there for 7 years, while I now serve as the manager, general manager of the of the radio station. All right. I mean, I was like a co-manager alongside a you know, good mentor of mine. He retired. So, you know, but yeah, that's what that's what I do. You know, that's what I do for a living. But WWL played a huge role in that because growing up, I mean, you know, the games were blacked out because the Saints weren't good. So you used to have to listen to Jim Henderson and Hokie Godjohn back in the day. And with that, you know, I fell in love with sports alongside with ESPN. Rest in peace to Stuart Scott and, you know, and Rich Eisen and all those other guys, you know, that I grew up, Chris Berman. You know, I grew up loving sports. And you know, even though the radio station I work at isn't sports oriented, you know, it's more of like, you know, different genres of music, gives me an opportunity to be able to, you know, perfect my craft as a broadcaster and bring it here. And, you know, I mean, but yeah, I definitely understand where you're coming from. I mean, that's how I used to check out the Saints games if you around my age or a little bit older. I have seen some ish. I mean, look, Pammy, look, if you've been with the Who That Nation for a hot minute, man, you done seen it. You done seen it. And you know that there's better days ahead. Hey, TJ, I've been rocking with you about 4 years, and you tell the straight facts, keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, man, look, I try. And not just me, man. So many people in the chat be speaking the truth. You got people that always are in the chat, probably don't chime in, but they look, they speak from their heart. And these are the people that you know that make this show what it is. You know, like you ain't gotta be calling in and, you know, ranting and raving and stuff like that. Like you get like the people be they got some truth tellers up in here, man. Like people just they emotionally invested in this football team, and that's what we share. That's what we share. Like creating this show. Like I tell people all the time, like I can differentiate. I can be professional and at the same time, have a love for the team. And that's that, and a lot of people, that's why I value this, because if you look at the chat, you see a lot of people value this football team, but they just tired of the bull, plain and simple. Let's see. The Saints need a coach that's a leader of men, but is also credible and knows how to win football games. Wouldn't be surprised if they end up hiring the Giants OC we interviewed today. He said all that to say they about to go in a completely different direction than what I just mentioned. Okay. Yeah, they might end up hire Mike Kafka. But who knows? Look, they could hire Mike Kafka, and Mike Kafka might end up being a good coach. You never know. Like we can't just like go by a person's name and just size him up and be like, man, he looked like we about to go 7 games below 500. Like we don't know. Dude might come in and be the answer. Yeah, and like I said, sometimes like when coaches, players have a chip on their shoulder and they see how people like, man, this dude ain't it, this dude ain't it, this dude ain't it. Then all of a sudden, like, okay, man, you don't think I'm it? Watch this. If they have any pride in themselves. So like I said, man, we don't know. If they end up hiring one of these guys that like, man, why would they hire him? It might be the answer. He might be the answer. We don't know. So all I'm saying is, man, whoever they decide, just have an open mind. Just have an open mind. I understand how people feel about the team right now, Mickey, but let's not like blame the coach, because they're only trying to do something that they just aspire to do, as a coach rising up the ranks, which is be a head coach of a football team. So I say give them a shot until they prove that they not the part. But I can't just do that, man, because I feel like that would be hypocrisy, especially me talking about some of the things that we talked about on this episode. How people like look, like I said, looked at me and just automatically just thought I was just some guy on Twitter tweeting, never really did anything, don't really know anybody, trying to make myself look like you get what I'm saying. So it would be hypocritical of me to do that. Like I don't feel like you should underestimate what anybody can do, and you should never like just try to downgrade or discredit a person. You should always give them an opportunity. I said this a couple episodes ago. That's how people lose out on friendships. That's how people lose out on great people to make their business better, make their lives better in general. Shouldn't just size a person up and say they don't look apart. Just make sure that person is, if they are the part, that should be the thing that matters. Go in there with an open mind. I think that is something that a lot of people need to work on, having an open mind about some of the things that happens. Until they prove otherwise, I'm not gonna say a dude can't coach or a dude ain't it. Now, my only thing is when it comes to this selection, why I'm so high on Mike McCarthy is based on the situation that the Saints are in right now. And my opinion is just based on looking at the salary cap, looking at an agent roster, and who I feel like can actually give you some more instant results versus results that probably have to come, in a year or two. Chantel, thank you very much for the $10. Said TJ, in my opinion, if the Saints pick Rizzi as head coach, I don't see them beating the Panthers this year. They have a young team and a better GM and coaching staff. That may be. And like I said, maybe this is one of those situations where things got to get ugly before they get beautiful, but we just got to be patient. They dug a very deep hole for themselves, and we got to wait and see how they're going to dig themselves out. TJ 03-15-25 in Atlanta, life-size games y'all never seen. Okay, so it's on March 15th. Okay. In Atlanta? Where in Atlanta? Is it? Or is it going to be like at a downtown location? How you going to have that set up? PG, thank you very much for becoming a new YouTube member. I appreciate that. Thank you for the support. T. Riley is in Okinawa, Japan. I think Justin said he was over there before. As I've been a Saints fan since the Archie Manning days. Well, thank you so much, T. Riley. I appreciate you for being here and listening all the way in Okinawa, Japan. And has been listening for quite some time. And I appreciate that. Got Stepper in the building. What's going on, Stepper? Say, who that? Giving a shout out to me. Thank you, man. Shouts out to Stepper, man. I ain't seen you in a minute, man. Appreciate you for stopping by. Says can't be no worse than what the Cowboys did. I mean, Brian Schottenheimer has been around the league for a long time, man, for him not to get a head coaching job. So in a way, I'm kind of excited for him. I'm happy. I'm kind of biased because I was a huge fan of his dad. You know, he always had them bad, like, pregame speeches, but, man, he was a good coach. He was a good coach, man. Like, he was that coach that won a lot of games but just couldn't get over that hump from his time with the Browns, from the time he was with the Chargers. They won a lot of football games, man. Probably the main reason why LaDainian Tomlinson was a Hall of Famer. But, yeah, so, I mean, I'm a real huge, supporter when it comes to coaches, that's been around for a long time. Give him an opportunity, and it may not pan out for him, but still, man. I mean, Brian Schottenheimer never been a head coach, so I say give that man a chance. I said the Saints coaching job was going to be the last opening job left. Folks said I was crazy. Look like I'm right. Told you. Nana nana boo boo. Nobody good wants to coach the Saints. Ha ha. Look, man. Look, a lot of people said it was going to be a tough sell. Mickey told us it was 32. It was one of 32 jobs in NFL that everybody aspires to have. So we ain't got to sell ourselves to nobody. Well, it looks like they do. Why did Joe Brady turn down the interview with the Saints? I don't know. Ain't nobody tell me nothing about that. So I mean, I can speculate, but that's all I can do. I'm not sure, man. Maybe like, man, guys talk, man. Guys talk around the National Football League. They talk. So maybe it was something that was said, something that was done that you felt like maybe it just ain't the time. Or maybe just looking at the fact that, man, I don't want to have to deal with this being my first stop, where he knows that in the National Football League, man, people are just going to judge you based on wins and losses. They don't care about the situation that you roll up into. So maybe like, man, if I'm going to be a first-time coach, let me go into a better situation. This is not a good situation for a first-time head coach. I mean, too many things got to go right for you to be able to find success. Let's see, judging a book by its cover. Hemisphere because of Mickey Loomis, that's why. I am not opposed to Mike McCarthy. I don't think anybody should be. But I get it, man. People want something fresh and brand new and, like fresh off the showroom flow. That's not what you're dealing with right now. Like, seriously, man, you trying to sell that lemon, like you trying to sell a lemon, you know what I'm saying, for market value. That ain't happening, man. And sometimes, like I said, you gotta go for what you can get until you can come up with a way to, really be a player in this thing. Even them Cowboys hired a coach before. It's crazy. Crazy stuff. Yeah. I mean, but look, I'm not upset that they taken this type of time to try to find a coach. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least they doing their due diligence versus what they did last time. But I mean, it's a hard sell. I've been fooling with you since JSU. Yeah. Going on, Fad. Appreciate you for being here, man. It says Mickey probably told him he had to keep Carr. Brady said, nah, I'm good. Let's see. Better stay where he's at. Joe Brady, be smart for real, for real. Nobody trying to lose and get fired over Carr. I had snow earlier this week. Yeah, I had snow earlier this week too. Like I said, I was out there playing in the snow. Playing in that snow. What was worse, TJ? The John Carney missed field goal after the lateral or the Vernon Davis touchdown to play? I'm gonna have to go with the Vernon Davis touchdown in the playoffs. Because even like this, what people don't understand. Like people, like they made the narrative like, oh, if the Saints kick the field goal, they end the playoffs. That's not necessarily what happened. Now, if the Saints would have won that game, they still needed another team to win. I mean, to lose in order for them to make the postseason. But because he missed, it made it seem like, oh man, he the reason why the Saints went in the playoffs. Now, Saints would, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think the Saints would have made the playoffs anyway, even if they would have won that game. I mean, I could be wrong, but if my memory serves me correctly, it wasn't a win or the end type situation. Another team had to lose, and I think that team ended up winning or something. It was something like that. But I'm gonna say the Vernon Davis thing because to me, that was the best Saints team. That probably was the best. A lot of people think of that as the best Saints team ever. Me personally, I think the 2018 Saints was the best team they ever had. I think the 2018 Saints was the best Saints team they had. I think that the 2012 Saints were the second best, and the team that won the Super Bowl were the third best. And some people would say, well, how is the team that won the Super Bowl the third best? It's because the Saints in 2009, they were more of an opportunistic defense. Like the ball bounced their way a lot of times, man. Like they had a lot of lucky breaks. And this guy isn't very revered these days, but Darren Sharper played a huge role. He had 9 interceptions that season. So to me, I feel like the 2018 Saints with a no call was the best Saints team. 2012, when they put up all them points and all them numbers, feel like that was the second best, and the team that won the Super Bowl was the third best. But that's just me. TJ in chat, what was the worst, Vernon or Dig for the playoff heartbreak? Man, they both hurt. But I just think that the buffoonery, the buffoonery of Greg Williams blitzing still. Like when the 49ers had to drive down the field, like kept on blitzing. Like all you had to do was just play prevent. And they just kept blitzing. And that just, that allowed one-on-one matchups. And you would have thought like once he threw that big time 30+ yard pass, Alex Smith to Vernon Davis, when he caught it on the left sidelines, you would have thought like maybe we need to start going prevent, but very, very foolishly, he decided that he wanted to continue to blitz. So shout out to the 2025. Please, God bless the Saints team. Y'all think I would be a good head coach for the Saints? I keep calling the Saints office asking to speak with Mickey Loomis, but they hang up on me. Or you can ask to speak to Mickey Loomis, but I don't think he's gonna take your call, man. January had truly been the Saints' worst month and nightmare over the years. Yeah, man. I mean, the NFL doesn't, they don't shy away from trying to put the Saints lowlights up there. Like they're gonna put the Saints lowlights every year. No call, NFC Championship week, Minneapolis Miracle divisional week. They ain't gonna put the Saints, Garrett Harley 40-yard field goal to kick them into the Super Bowl for the first time in franchise history. Yeah, they ain't gonna put that up there. They ain't gonna put none of them moments up there. But they're gonna put that no call on there. They're gonna put that Minneapolis Miracle on there. They're gonna put Beastquake during Wild Card Weekend on there. Which I must say, the Saints have put themselves in some very precarious situations and have left their fan base heartbroken every single, I won't say every single, but for the most part, very heartbroken. Like they don't just lose in the playoffs. maybe if they just got wiped off the field, like it probably wouldn't hurt as much. It'll probably hurt, but when you end the game and you lead and all you need is one stop, and then the next thing you know, like just can't get it. Man, that hurt. Damn, that 2018 team was something special to be bounced out like that. We were still tough to swallow, especially not considering we missed out on a Brady Breeze Super Bowl. We would have won. Yeah, I think the Saints would have won that Super Bowl. I agree. I ain't never watched that Super Bowl and never will. I can't take another season being bad. I think a lot of Saints fans feel that way. I also feel like people just, like I said, people just want to see this team look a little bit better. But maybe if they, stay a little healthier, do a few things, draft pretty well, I think they can win some football games. Phil Benson and Mookie Dumas have turned us into the Aints again, and I promise you, as long as Roger go to hell is the commissioner, we won't see another Super Bowl. I like your play on words right there, Jacob. I mean, look, man, they just showed you who was really calling the shots and who was really making this thing go. It was Sean Payton and Drew Brees. 8 heartbreaking playoff losses. Yeah, man, a lot of playoff losses. A lot of heartbreaking playoff losses. TJ, as of right now, the event is my colleague's house. No worries. It's a nice size house, but I may move it to a venue. Either way, you and the Who That Nation will know in advance. Okay, sound good, man. Just keep us posted on that. TJ, nobody won any part of us in 2018, especially not the Eagles or the Patriots. I agree, man. That was a special football team, man. I think that was the best Saints team ever. I think they were that good. Who we drafting at 9, TJ? I don't know exactly who we gonna draft, young Nola, but I can tell you this, man. I think Mason Graham needs to be one of the guys. I think you need to look at offensive linemen like, Will Campbell, Banks. I think you need to look at maybe like strengthening your interior. I don't care what you decide to do with Mason Graham or, to me, I still would try to go after Banks or Will Campbell, because I feel like the best way that you're going to fix, the only way that you're really going to fix these issues is by probably building in the trenches. Plain and simple. TJ remixing. Most definitely, we have won it all that year. Yeah, we would have won it all. We would have won it all that year. Dude said that wasn't true about Aaron Glenn asking to get rid of Loomis. Well, I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinion, but I would say that he's wrong. And, I don't care. Like, I don't care who he heard that from. I stand on business when I say that. I don't care what he said, with all due respect. Ain't nobody going to just try to issue on what I'm saying, make it seem like I just popped it out of thin air. And I get it, man. People want to say that, my sources said this, my sources said that. I don't care what your sources say. I trust the person that told me that this person works within the NFL and has given me information a couple times that ended up being actual and factual. And he doesn't tell me these things, unless he like really has talked to individuals, and I trust him. So I don't care what anybody else says or how they feel about it or who they talk to. I know who I talk to, and I believe what the person said, and I'm standing on business. So I don't care. Like, I guess if people want to say, who is he? I guess people can say the same thing, right? So at the end of the day, like I said, I got respect. I respect that, but at the same time, I don't care. I don't care what anybody says. Like, yeah, you had individuals pop up in the DMs, saying the same thing, but I don't care. I don't care what they say. And then, like I said, quite frankly, man, I see the type of games and type of stuff that people be on these days. And, like I said, I wish them well, but at the same time, I just look at some of these cats completely different these days. Not everybody, and not, and I would do same, but you got a fair share of these people out here that, I see the hateration, I see the negativity, but it is what it is. I'm not playing friendly, and I can't fake the funk. I can't fake it. I can't fake the funk. Like, once you show me who you are and I see the type of energy that you roll with, I can't rock with you like that. I just can't. Let's say I really wish that Mickey Loomis actually listens to the fans and actually gives us what we actually want, which is a change. But if he can't live up to that, then Gail Benson needs to fire Loomis, TJ. Yeah, look, if he can't do it, then Man, send him up to the office. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I don't want to go to this owners meeting. Send Mickey Loomis and find yourself another general manager. Plain and simple. Saints YouTube family is on this breaking news. Going to be on YouTube all night. SOTS, AFR, Scametta, KJ Sports, Locked On Saints. Yeah, I mean, everybody on it right now. And KJ Sports, man, I like that kid, man. I like him, man. He's talented. And man, the fact that you can kind of put all those clips together, man, y'all don't understand like how complicated that is. Like, I know his videos maybe consistent between 15 to 20 minutes, but that's hard to do like when you're talking and then also adding clips in the process. I admire that kid for doing that. I'm only calling him kid because he looks younger than me. Do you think that the Saints should get Will Johnson? I don't think Will Johnson going to be there. But even if he was, no. No. Let's see. Mickey we just gonna play on words with Mickey Loomis's name. That's the name of the game on this episode. Is really need to get going from Nola. His decision has been stalemate. He's stuck in his old ways and not making an effort to make this team better whatsoever. Yeah, I agree. Already read that. Mickey Loomis playing bonuses to refute your source. Paying bonuses. Look, man, I mean, like I said, I don't, man, I'm telling y'all, I know I keep on saying this, but I do not care. Like, you can come out, like, I don't care who comes out there and say that the story is false. I don't care. I trust the person that said it to me. And I tell you this, if a person that talked to me gives me some credible information, and you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna trust them enough to tell y'all again and continue to say it. Because people may not want to admit it, but if there was no validity behind what I said, then how do you explain the last 3 days of these situations happening with Lee and Cohen and now Joe Brady jumping out of the race? Like, how do you explain that? I mean, it just don't make any sense. I guess, you know, man, well, he just didn't want to do it no more. Okay. Whatever helps you sleep at night. Says, nah, I ain't like the criticism coming your way. Maybe if they will report on everything you speak on and not just the stuff they disagree with you about, it would be respectable. That's the thing, man. Like, that's the part that I didn't get. That's the part I didn't get, right? But it just shows you, man, people will never come to your congratulations, but they're quick to come to your annihilation. Look, man, I understand what I am, man. I understand what I am. I understand what I do. And like, I'm not trying to be cocky or anything. I think I'm pretty damn good at what I do. It's not a lot of people that can have a show where they just hear by themselves and talk for an hour and 53 minutes and still, you know what I'm saying, have people listening to them. It's not easy. And so I get it, right? You know, but ain't nobody gonna just try to disrespect me and make it seem like I ain't got mine. I ain't did nothing. I worked extremely hard for the things that I've gotten. And you know, I ain't apologize for that. So, but I see what it is though, you know. But it's gonna take a lot more than that to try to take your boy down. Let's see. We also need a tight end and running back in a third. Yeah, I think they definitely need to get another tight end. I think they definitely need to get another tight end on that. Cartel, I'm gonna open up the phone lines tomorrow, man. We about to wrap it up, but I'll make sure like we're gonna do the second game, the Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs, man. So I'll open up the phone lines tomorrow. And we'll talk a little bit more about some of the Saints news while we're watching the game. So yeah, feel free to call tomorrow. Well, like I said, we had quite a few calls. So I want to dedicate, you know, the rest of the show to the chat, man. I said this too. It's not just by accident he pulled out a particular interview. When there was multiple open head coaching jobs, he was still on the ballot for interviews. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. When everything just all said and done, like now all of a sudden, like he don't want to rock with the Saints no more. I don't know. TJ, do you think Marcus Peters lit a fire under Mike T that year with all that trash he was talking about Nola. Mike cooked him every chance he got. I think Drew was in on it. They targeted him. Yeah, probably, man. I mean, Marcus Peters, like, you know, he a very interesting cat, man. So I'm pretty sure he did. I'm pretty sure they did. They know how Mike Thomas is. You know, you know how he wires. So I'm pretty sure they probably said something to him to get him fired up. We need a running back that can pound and punish linebackers. Yeah, I think they definitely need a change of pace running back. Oh, yes, man. Will be Rizzy. None of these other coaches are yes, man. Maybe McCarthy because he was Mr. Jerry. Well, look, I don't think Rizzy is a yes man. I don't think he's a yes man, but I think that he wants to coach his team because he likes the players. And I think that he feels like, you know, if things were better and he gets a better situation, then he can be a coach. And I don't know if that's not the case. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if it's not true. But I feel like if the Saints were to hire him, I think that he deserves a chance. I don't think any Saints fans have anything against Darren Rizzi. I think for the most part, Saints fans like Darren Rizzi. I just think that nobody wants to be the bridesmaid. Everybody wants to be the bride, right? And I guess people feel like if the Saints go with Darren Rizzi, it's like being second fiddle, or you know what I'm saying, like, you know, not getting the right, you know, not getting who you feel like is right. But I ain't got no problem with Rizzy. TJ, when you open up the phone line Sunday, please sure to pin it. Yeah, I'll make sure I do that. I know a lot of people has been in the chat and you know, a lot of the comments that flew by and then covered up the link. So I'll make sure I do that. I'm laughing at your profile picture, man. Got the white claws. Oh man, that's right. TJ, share with us again about news about our team. Whoever don't like it, kick rocks. We ain't going anywhere, and appreciate TJ so much making us feel like family. Well, look, here's the thing, man. I ain't about to share no news that I don't trust. And plus, like I said, man, it ain't like people just hitting me up all the time, like, hey man, guess what they did? Guess what they said? Like, I wish. Oh man, can y'all like honestly, can y'all imagine if I consistently got Saints news or consistently got sports news? Oh my goodness. Like we already be cooking with grease on here, and we ain't even like that. So imagine if we were like that, you know? Like it'll be ridiculous. It'll be ridiculous. So they better not ever, like, you know, God better never bless me with that type of like ability. TJ, I don't even want to listen to myself talk for an hour. So you got a talent. Keep rocking, bro. Jack, I appreciate that. I appreciate that, man. I'm here to entertain. I'm here to, you know, give people a voice. You know, that's what I'm here for. But like I said, man, I just couldn't believe. I couldn't believe it, man. I couldn't believe like the frost and flakiness. I got to come up with a word. The frost and flakiness that transpired, man. Man, I'm telling you, y'all, they want a hill, they got one. Okay, I'm about to really make some people that don't like me. Even though I would like for Mike Thomas to rejoin the Saints, he could be like a wide receiver coach to train our wide receivers to play with dog mentality and stop dropping passes. Yeah, I mean, like if he wants to do that, you know, in his second life, you know, as a football person, pretty sure he can. Keep playing with TJ, he gonna put out a diss track. Nah, man, I ain't gonna put no diss tracks out on nobody. I don't feel like I don't feel like that's really worth my time, man. I'd rather take that time and invest it to people like yourself who support the show. You know, as long as y'all happy, I'm happy with that. That's why I think Mike would be a good coach. He was well connected in the league, and I'm sure he can put together a decent staff compared to a lot of these first-time head coaches. Yeah, Mike McCarthy. Yeah, I agree, because he's well respected in the league. TJ, I tell you one thing, Saints whooping us like Jacob Fatu whoop stroke. Yeah, man, he beat the brakes out that boy real quick. TJ, I'm living in Philly and being constantly reminded how we've been a farm system for the local team has been a brutal daily experience. I tell you what, man, like Philly or not, them boys know how to put together a team. And the guys that they have on that list right now, You got guys that are up for defensive rookie of the year, defensive player of the year. Like, man, they know how to get it done. Harry Roseman, like him or not, that guy's one heck of an executive. So, got to give him that respect. TJ took Chosen's job. Now, I didn't take Chosen's job. There's only one Chosen. I ain't close to his rapping ability. If anyone at all is willing to trade for Carr, we gotta pull the trigger. But I know it's a low shot. Ain't nobody who gonna trade for him. McDonald's for 2 egg and cheese biscuits or something like that. I don't know. Shoot, a box of Cracker Jacks. Like, what you gonna get for him? Ain't nobody gonna have that. It have to be somebody that really like Carr. Really, really like him, and in a desperate spot for them to do that. Take a few more, and then we're gonna go ahead and get up out of here. Mickey Loomis ain't going nowhere. He go promote Rizzy and go down with the ship. I hope he could at least not do any more big contract for agent players. I guess that's the only thing we can really ask for. Just let this thing marinate. Mike McCarthy would be a good choice for us. That's the way I feel about it. I want to draft Aston Genty and Dylan Gabriel at quarterback, then build the offensive line. I don't know if they're gonna get Aston Genty, man. That probably gonna be. I think he probably gonna end up going to a team early, or he probably gonna end up going somewhere like the Bears. I just think the Saints. It'd be kind of silly, for them to be able to. Well, to have Alvin Kamara and already extending him and then go get Aston Genty. But, I mean, we did see the Lions get Jahmyr Gibbs that time when, they had, when they had David Montgomery. So, I mean, we know that worked out. That was a good 1-2 punch. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. People talking about we going to be trash this season. To be honest, nobody knows how we going to be. Yeah, I mean, Get a coach that can motivate some guys, know how to build something, foot play schedule, never know. That boy said Cracker Jack. Know for sure you listen to Hokie on the radio as a Saints fan now. Look, man, a box of Cracker Jacks, a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit. Look, man, you ain't getting much for no Derek Carr, man. Need to get something in the trenches. I agree. Offensively or defensively. I'm down. I'm down for it. We was all hoping Dennis Allen got the head coaching job because that would be a perfect trade partner for Derek Carr. How come nobody wanted to see me, man? That thumbnail. Yeah, man. Y'all know, man. I try to be as witty as I possibly can, man. For those that don't understand that whole, why is Will Smith on this? I mean, there's a famous episode of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air where Will Smith, father who was played by famous actor Ben Vereen, he was his estranged father, right? And he was a truck driver, and they end up coming into Will's life, promising him he was going to be on the road with him, and and Will got all excited and stuff like that. Uncle Phil was like, man, you need to calm down. Like, you don't trust him like this. Like, he might break your heart. And then all of a sudden, Ben Vereen shows up at the house wanting Uncle Phil to tell Will that he ain't gonna be able to go on the truck driving trip with him for the summer. But Will came into the room, and then he had to tell him. And then, they had that very powerful moment. I think it's probably one of those moments where people realize Will Smith can be a really good actor. Because, that's when him and Uncle Phil had the words. He was like, I'm going to get married, and I'm going to have me a nice honey, and I'm going to have me some kids, and ain't nobody going to have to tell me how to be a good father to my kids. How come he don't want me, man? Uncle Phil bring him in tight. Give him that tight hug. And we all felt it. What a powerful scene right there. So that's where that came from, man. That's where it came from. Will Smith with tears in his eyes. How come you don't want me, man? That was powerful. So I just thought that it was right that we actually used Will Smith for this episode, because we have to wonder to ourselves, how come nobody wants the Saints? How come nobody want them, man? I just don't know. I don't know, man. Man, TJ, how you feel about grabbing Michael at 9? Oh, Michael Williams? Yeah. Oh, absolutely. He definitely like one of the people that I would be I wouldn't be shocked if the Saints drafted. I just think the Saints need to go in a different direction, man. Get yourself to one of them hybrid defensive linemen, please. That was a great side. I'm gonna watch it tonight. Yeah, man, that was a great episode right there. We need to hit in the draft like 2017. We know why. Said, nah, Uncle Phil was about to swing on Will. Oh, bull. Wow. Who would have thought keeping Mickey Loomis on had consequences? Everybody but Mrs. Gale knows, apparently. Defensive tackle, defensive end first, and offensive line second. Yeah, man. 788 people watching this right now. Please hit the like button. Please hit the like button, man. Please help me to clout chase my way to 20,000 subscribers, right? I mean, yeah, I don't know how to do anything else. So if y'all can please help this clout chasing podcast of named Timothy J. Jones, I really appreciate it. Hit that like button and hit that subscribe button, man. Join the party, man. We have a good time over here. I know some people probably stumble across this show for, I don't know how. Maybe, they're wondering who the heck I am. I've been here since 2018, folks. Been a Saints fan my entire life. Radio broadcaster, college football analyst for Coastal Carolina. Got my own publication, Gumbo Pie Sports. Got my credentials with the NFL. Got, part of the National Association of Black Journalists. And, I'm pretty proud of all these accolades, man. I really am. All right. So I'm not just some dude out here that just want people to just look at me. But I take a lot of pride because, I started doing this podcast in my apartment closet. I couldn't even afford a webcam. I couldn't even afford a webcam. I wouldn't even had a webcam if it wasn't for my at the time my station manager was nice enough to get me one because he seen the passion and he said he just so happened to be doing some stuff in our production room and he ran across like some of my work, my audio, and he was like, man, he just enjoyed it. And he was like, man, I wanted to get you a webcam because I could tell that you care about what you're doing. He's saying, I want to support it. And anything you need from me. And that meant the world to me. Man, that meant the world to me. So, yeah. But anyway, my gut feeling says it's going to be Rizzy. Wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised at all. But now you're going to go ahead and stop it right here. I want to say thank you all for checking out the State of the Saints podcast. My name is Timothy J. Jones. You can subscribe to the channel. You can also go to youtube.com, search Gumbo Pie Sports Podcast, subscribe to that channel as well. Also on X, you can follow me at TJAY Jones 8, on Blue Sky at TJAY Jones 8. We're also on Bleacher Report. Yeah, that's right. This Saints fan is on Bleacher Report as the guy that talks Saints football for Bleacher Report. Every Wednesday, Saints Talk with Timothy J. Jones on Bleacher. And also NFC South Roundtable on Tuesday nights on the Roundtable Sports Network. NFC South Roundtable is also available on YouTube. Appreciate you all. Have a good night, morning, whenever you're checking out this podcast. And like always, all I got to say is, who that?
Thank you for listening to my daddy's podcast. Please subscribe to our channel.
Hey, don't let these tears fool you. It's all dog around this mug. I'm good.